Welcome back, dear friends, to a new episode in which we use conflict management as a case study to dive into the components of a machine learning model. In our previous episodes, we learned the importance of replacing reactivity with responsiveness and committing to understanding the person in front of us. On such grounds, repair appears to be illustrated best through semi-supervised learning, which captures Murray Bowen's perspective on how the ability to stay emotionally connected without losing your identity reduces escalation. So why assimilate repair to semi-supervised learning? When experiencing a conflict, we find ourselves having to go through both the interests directly affected by the disagreement, but also through our core values. Such assessment and introspection highlights labeled data. As we've noticed in our previous episode, listening to their position throws us into the realm of unlabeled data, as we're not quite aware of what needs of theirs have not been met. Reaching common grounds for repair implies intersecting the both, leading to what machine learning explores as semi-supervised learning. Supervised learning, self-reflection before repair. As humans, we're always advised to both pick our battles, but also to stay true to ourselves. After introspection, it's now time to see what points raised by the person in front of us can be used to facilitate consensus, leading to the two core strategies for semi-supervised learning: self-training and co-training. Self-training. Self-training appears to reflect how we return to the relationship and our knowledge of the other person's baseline personality to reach reconciliation. John Gottman advises us that humor, touch, or softening language mid-conflict saves relationships more than perfect logic. However, in the heat of an argument, humor, as well as each attempt to decelerate conflict, might not land how we hope for. Self-training models remind us how we reflect when and how to start intruding such bridges. In ML, self-training begins with labeled data training a base model, which then assigns pseudo-labels to unlabeled examples with high confidence. Those initial pseudo-labels might emerge from what we know of the person's behavioral patterns. In our model, both true and pseudo-labels are retained until the unlabeled data is arranged by similarity. That's how we find the right tempo for reconciliation. Self-training. Self-training appears to reflect how we return to the relationship and our knowledge of the other person's baseline personality to reach reconciliation. John Gottman advises us that humor, touch, or softening language mid-conflict saves relationships more than perfect logic. However, in the heat of an argument, humor, as well as each attempt to decelerate conflict, might not land how we hope for. Self-training models remind us how we reflect when and how to start intruding such bridges. In ML, self-training begins with labeled data training a base model, which then assigns pseudo-labels to unlabeled examples with high confidence. Those initial pseudo-labels might emerge from what we know of the person's behavioral patterns. In our model, both true and pseudo-labels are retained until the unlabeled data is arranged by similarity. That's how we find the right tempo for reconciliation. The self-training classifier includes an estimator to predict labels. What's their usual response to disagreement? Do they like to get everything of their chest, or to withdraw for a while to calm down? Max iterations or the number of training rounds. How many phases does reconciliation usually has with this person? Thresholds for probability scores. That would be our estimate of their pace. And a fit method to assign pseudo-labels. What are the areas or topics which could accommodate the bridges we'd like to reach out with? Co-training. The second semi-supervised approach is co-training, which appears to capture Alfred Adler's observation over how conflict eases when partners prioritize shared purpose over ego victory. In this framework, a small dataset simultaneously trains two models, but each must view the data from conditionally independent perspectives, for example, text and metadata. Therefore, values we attribute to the shared goals become the shared purpose, whereas the two models capture each party's individual interests. There is no native co-training classifier in the scikit-learn library, demanding we build our own by splitting features into two views and training separate learners. Each passes confident labels to the other, refining accuracy. Alfred Adler noted how many conflicts are disguised struggles for respect, value, or power. The initial exchange between the models appears to replicate honest communication, in which each person states their core values, non-negotiables, and goals. The process through which accuracy between the models gets to be refined can be therefore associated to negotiation and alignment to the common goals. By mapping conflict repair to semi-supervised learning, we uncover a powerful truth. Reconciliation is neither purely self-contained nor entirely dependent on the other. Like semi-supervised models, healthy repair emerges at the intersection of what we know about ourselves and what we are still learning about the person in front of us. Supervised learning mirrors the inner work required before repair, clarifying values, weighting what matters, and identifying where compromise is possible without self-betrayal. Semi-supervised strategies such as self-training and co-training then illustrate how repair unfolds relationally, through timing, confidence thresholds, shared purpose, and iterative alignment. In this light, conflict is no longer a failure state, but a learning process, one that, when handled with emotional regulation and curiosity, can strengthen both connection and identity. Repair is relational learning. Just as semi-supervised learning blends labeled and unlabeled data, conflict repair integrates self-awareness with curiosity about unmet needs in the other. Self-reflection precedes reconciliation. Supervised learning highlights the necessity of identifying feature importance, distinguishing ego from dignity, and compromise from sacrifice. Values require scaling, not suppression. Normalization clarifies non-negotiables, while standardization reveals where flexibility and accommodation are possible. Timing matters more than perfect logic. Self-training reflects how repair depends on confidence thresholds, pacing, and an understanding of the other's emotional baseline. Shared purpose reduces escalation. Co-training shows how alignment around common goals transforms conflict from a power struggle into a collaborative optimization problem. Conflict is not chaos, it's data. When approached with responsiveness rather than reactivity, disagreements become informative signals that refine the relational model rather than break it.